Well, good evening, ladies. Welcome to the YL OpNet. This is Catherine, AC4YL Net Control for this evening's net. We meet every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Echolink ALARA Conference node. Be sure to invite all YLs you know to join us. We ask that only YLs or female ham radio operators check in and participate. The purpose of this net is to encourage you to become and stay active in amateur radio, help each other, enhance our operating knowledge and skills, and have fun. During the net, feel free to join us in the NFARL Do Drop In chat room by opening any web browser and going to nfarl.dodropin.org. Just put your name -- call sign in the box and then click Login. YLs who would like to check in, please give us your call sign, name, and current location, and don't forget there is a 3 to 4 second delay when transmitting through Echolink. This is Catherine, AC4YL. We will now begin taking check-ins. Please call now. Well, Rhea, I see you in here, but I don't have any audio on you if that was you that just keyed up. I heard somebody key up, but I had the net log screen up, so I'm not sure if that was you, but if it was, please go ahead and try again. Into RJ, AC4YL. Okay, still no copy there, Rhea, so anybody out there that would like to check in to the net this evening, please call now, AC4YL.
This is AG4YL, Melanie from Marietta, Georgia.
Okay, Melanie, good evening. Interesting. I guess I'm not sure where everybody is tonight. It is Thursday, I think. Hope I didn't get my days mixed up, but I think it is Thursday. I see repeaters linked in here, so I think we're good there. So I'm not sure where everybody is this evening, so we'll, I guess, stick around here for a bit and see if anybody joins us this evening. So I see Rhea in here. I see Lauren's Cole in here. She might be auto-linked up to record. I do see the Bedford, Virginia repeater linked in, and the NFARL's repeater linked in, so awesome. Do we have any YLs that are linked into the Bedford, Virginia repeater that would like to come in and check in this evening? Please go ahead. This is AC4YL. Okay, I didn't hear anyone come in on the Bedford, Virginia repeater, but Rhea, I did see you key up, and I got kind of almost the whole word this, and that's about it. You kind of cut out and came back for half a syllable and then disappeared again. So I'm not sure about your audio this evening. Or maybe something's not quite fully connected, or maybe it's just an internet link problem over there. I'm not sure. But feel free to keep trying.
All right, is this better? This is N2RJ. Is it working now?
Working like a champ there, Rhea. So how are you? What's going on out your way? You up in, you back home, or are you still out in, are you out in California right now?
Well, I got back home. Yeah, what happened was I just got in my car, and as I connected the phone, it kind of just cut out a little bit as as the car takes a call. So yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I got back yesterday. I don't know if you want to hear about the whole operation that I did there at Last Man Standing and John Amadeo, and the whole really nice. I wrote a little piece of it for YL Harmonics, and but it was a really nice experience. I even have a video online on my Facebook.
Yeah, that would be cool, Rhea. We'd love to hear about it. If you want to hang tight, I don't know how long you're going to be on this evening. If you want to wait just a few more minutes, a couple more minutes. We got some gals that are popping in here now, so I'm sure they would like to hear that about that experience in your event out there. Would love to hear it. So let's give the gals a couple more minutes. We got some popping in here now. We got Melanie here with us, AG4YL. And I see some other gals coming in. So I've got you in the log, Rhea. So let's go ahead and give some of these gals who have popped in a chance to check in. And then we'll come right back to you and let you share your Last Man Standing operating event experience with the group. So any YLs that would like to check into the net, please call now, AC4YL.
KF5JUO. W5MQC, Michelle.
Victor Alpha 3 Whiskey Hotel Uniform. Good evening, ladies. It's Carol in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Okay, awesome. I see Ann's comment about audio issues. So, all right, Ann, no worries. We got you in the log here, KC9YL, excuse me, up in Wisconsin. So welcome. We have Linda, KF5JUO in Texas. Good evening, Michelle, W5MQC in Oklahoma. Carol, VA3WHU in Ontario, Canada. Okay. Do we have any other YLs who have not checked in yet that would like to do so? Please call now. Okay, not hearing anyone else. I do see Brenda, KW1YL. Good evening, Brenda. Are you back home in Connecticut there, or are you still out and about traveling?
This is KW1YL. I'm at Make Haven. I'm in Connecticut, but I'm not really, I probably can't talk long because I'm in a kind of a noisy place and I'm busy, and I just wanted to kind of say hi because usually I'm home and on the net, but I'm kind of on the way to somewhere else. But yes, I'm in Connecticut. So that's my story. KW1YL, back to net control.
All right, well, cool, Brenda. Hope you enjoy that event that you've got going on this evening. And glad to at least have you check in and listen in when you can. That's awesome. But thanks, Brenda, for checking in. It's good to hear from you. And I see Judy, KE7IXI, has popped in. So good evening to you, Judy. Would you like to jump in and say hello to the group real quick?
Hello, Judy from Arizona. Hello, ladies.
All right, awesome, Judy. Your audio sounds great, and glad you made it this evening. We're glad to have you here with us, all the way from Arizona. And I see Rosemary has just popped in. They're in Texas, so good evening to you, Rosemary. We're glad to have you with us as well. Okay, cool. We might have some other gals continue to pop in, but let's go ahead and go back to Rhea into RJ, who's going to tell us about her fun time doing Last Man Standing, operating from there. So, Rhea, it's all yours. Into RJ, AC4YL with the group.
Okay, well, this is N2RJ, mobile actually, heading home. So how this started was I got invited by the producer, John Amadeo, Alpha Alpha 6 Juliet Alpha. He invited me to operate on the set of Last Man Standing because, you know, he really liked how I publicized amateur radio, and you know, that I have a reputation for being a good operator. So I went down there, and I arrived Monday in California, Los Angeles. No stranger to Los Angeles because when I worked at Fox, I used to actually go to Los Angeles sometimes. But it was really nice. I met up with a few of my friends out there. The Southwestern ARL Division Director, Dick Norton, N6 Alpha Alpha. I met up also with a few other folks discussing ARL politics and such. But so that was a little bit. Let it drop. Okay, and then we headed over to Studio City, and Studio City is an interesting fact about where we were filming was that studio was actually the original studio of Mary Tyler Moore. So Mary Tyler Moore had those studios, and eventually I think CBS bought it out. And now they have Last Man Standing in that CBS studios with Tim Allen and you know, his whole cast of characters there, and of course John Amadeo, the producer. So I got in backstage. I went and I operated on 40 meters. Now the thing about operating from a studio, you have like a lot of interference from the lighting, you have a lot of interference from networking, other equipment, computers, everything. So it was a hot mess when I tell you on 20. I showed people a picture of what a spectrum display on 20 meters was like. It was no go on 20. So I was stuck on 40. And fortunately, at that time in the afternoon in California, it was about 4 p.m. local in California. I got on, and you know, 40 meters we got on, and I made a lot of contacts in that area in Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, and those western states. But yeah, so the highlight of my night, well, first of all, I made exactly one contact with the New York, New Jersey area, which is KC2SYF, who's an operator who activated the White House for National Parks on the Air. But I did manage to work several YLs, and among them was Leah, W3LEO, and from Oklahoma, and that was the highlight of my evening because she was trying. And then we also Rita, NE0DB. And Rita, when I got her, I was so happy to work her. So that was really good. And we had a good time. I watched the whole tape. Tim Allen was there. Tim, Tim was doing stand-up for the comedy for the crowd. And, he has a call sign. He has a license and call sign, by the way, Kilo 6 Oscar Tango Delta. And so he's a ham as well. And I found that a lot of the crew were hams, and a lot of them got licensed through John. John encourages crew to get licensed. But the funny thing is that they can't operate the station and promote the show because they get paid by the show. So what they do is they have guest operators come out and operate, and they put it on on their social media and stuff. And I put some on my social media too, and works out well. So there are going to be a few more guest operators. I might be back sometime, but other people are going to operate. Amanda, K1PDN, and I think Hope Lee is going to be back, and a few others are going to be back. QSLs, good on QRZ.com. What they're going to do is they're going to forward the QSLs to me, and I'll be answering them. So that's how it's going to work out. All right, I've said a lot. Back to Ned and to RJ Mobile.
Well, that's just too cool there, Rhea. I'm so glad you were able to come on the net tonight and tell us about that. That's awesome. And I'm glad. I know I saw Leah was so excited to be able to work you while you were out there. You could almost feel the Facebook jumping off the page when she was just all excited because she did. She worked really hard to work you, so I'm really glad that she got through. I know she's just ecstatic about that. That is awesome. And you got to work Rita. That is great. So sounds like you had a... And thanks so much for coming on and telling us about that. It sounds like you just had a whole lot of fun. So we appreciate you being here, Rhea, and sharing that. And you've got a lot going on right now, and reading all about you and news and stuff. So it's cool to follow along and see how the race is going up in the Hudson Division. It is definitely interesting, and I'm sure that's an understatement. We'll leave it at that. But thanks, Rhea. We appreciate it. We've had some other gals join us, so let's welcome Christina, KG5VGB out of Texas, Dawn, WA4YL, joining us from Florida, and WB1ARU, joining us from Massachusetts, and Nisi, KA1ULN, also joining us from Massachusetts. So great group. All right, awesome. So we were just catching up with Rhea on her experience working from Last Man Standing, and interesting fact about the studio there too. I bet that was a lot of fun. So cool stuff. All right, well, with that, let's go ahead and we'll just open it up to the group here. We'll go down the check-in list and give everybody a chance to tell us how you've been, what you've been up to, and anything, announcements, news, anything that you would like to share with the group this evening. And I think this is Linda's first time on the net here with us. So, Linda, you're actually up next on the check-in. Would you like to come in and just introduce yourself to the group and tell us what different activities you like to do in ham radio and how you got started in ham radio. We'd love to hear from you. KF5JUO AC4YL with the group.
And KC4YL, this is KF5JUO, and hello to all of the group. Yes, this is my first time. I think I started checking in a little early, and so I don't, and you weren't there, so I just tried again, and I don't know if you've been going for 10 minutes or 40 minutes, but I've not had the opportunity to hear anybody go through their report other than Rhea. So let me just give this a stab. I'm a licensed extra, and I have had my license for 8.5 years. I live about 19 miles north of Dallas, Texas, in a town called McKinney. This past weekend, I had the opportunity to transmit from a submarine in Muskogee, Oklahoma, the USS Batfish. We were doing a special event for the loss of the USS Wahoo 75 years ago and the loss of 80 men. And so we were calling out an acknowledgement and respect for that group. That was a great time transmitting from a submarine. And in my local area, I am working toward getting the females kind of pulled together for our club. My local club has about 20% to 25% of the whole club is females, and they're just scattered. And so at this point, I'm new to this club, but I'm going to try to pull them together and have some events to help each other grow and move forward. And that's an interest that's moving forward as we speak. And so I'm eager to hear from you girls, and hopefully I'll be getting ideas. And my, Rhea, what an exciting report that was. I had just watched a YouTube tutorial on Last Man Standing someone had filmed their event as they were there and posted it on YouTube, and it was just awesome. And so that's just a treat to hear that we girls are involved in things like that, and what respect you must have to have had that opportunity. Congratulations. So with this, I'm going to send it back to the net, and I'm eager to hear from you other girls. This is KF5JUO. Back to, I'm sorry, I've lost my place here. Back to the net. I'll say back to the net. Thank you.
That's just perfect, Linda. In fact, I have to compliment you. Your audio on Echolink is fantastic. You've got a great setup, however you have it set up right now. Looks like you're on a Samsung, either a cell phone or a tablet, but I don't know if you're using a headset or just a mic, but your settings are perfect. Your audio is great, and we want to certainly welcome you to the group. It sounds like you've got a lot that you are working to do, and wow, that's unusual to have that many people, or that many women that are a part of that club. That's really unique, I think. And so if there's, if you gals, as we go down the list, have any suggestions for Linda on different events you can do, or encouragement for her to get the group of gals together, that would be great. Feel free to share that as we go down the check-in list. And so, again, it's wonderful to have you here with us, Linda, and we encourage you to invite all the YLs that are in the club. They are more than welcome to come in on this net. This net meets right here on the ALARA Conference every Thursday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. So it's about an hour and a half long net, and we talk about all kinds of topics like Echolink and contesting and general operating on repeaters and ham radio terminology, antennas, You name it, we've probably talked about it. YL history, different cultures and different locations that some of the YLs here that have joined us have. We've talked about licensing differences, like in Canada and the U.S. and Japan and Australia when Yukiko and Shirley are able to join us. So it's a great group of gals, and we'd love to have any of them from your club join us whenever they can make it. So feel free to welcome them in. Let me pause for a reset. Okay, another thing, Linda, that you can share with the group, and I want to share with you too since this is your first time. YL OpNet has a Facebook group. If you do a search on Facebook for YL OpNet, you can request to join. It just asks you 2 or 3 questions like, are you licensed and what's your call sign, and what you enjoy about ham radio, simple stuff like that. It is a Facebook group that is for YLs only, or female ham radio operators only, so it's a closed group that requires approval from an admin, which is myself, a C4YL, Catherine, or Melanie, a G4YL. So feel free to share that with the YLs and join, and request to join as well. We also have a YouTube channel, so if you go to YouTube and you do a search for YL OpNet, there are several recordings of the nets here, of past recordings that the gals can check out, and some of the major ones I've tried to actually go ahead and go back and rename so that we know what the topic was. We did a 2-part net on Echolink, so that's in the title there. We've also did a great net on contesting where we actually did a demonstration on the air. Several of the gals jumped in and participated in a demonstration on contesting and exchanges and kind of how that works. So that may be helpful to them or to yourself. So feel free to share that with them, and they can go in and listen to any of those recordings that they like. And so that would be great. We also have a YLOpsGroups.io page. So Melanie and I are trying to circle back around and get some more activity going in both the Facebook and the Groups.io group as soon as we can. We've got a lot going on. We're getting ready to do a YL forum in Chattanooga this weekend, trying to get stuff together for that. All right. I know that's a lot of information. Hope I didn't overwhelm you there, but wanted to share that. If you need that again, you can go to QRZ.com and look up AG4YL. Melanie's got the links to both of those groups on her page. Okay, very good. I see we've also have, let me see if I can get some of these gals here in the log. We have Maureen, who's joined us, VE3MIO, also out of Ontario, Canada, and we've had Jenny here join us out of the UK. So good evening to you, Jenny. And I think, yep, I've already got Dawn in here, and Anne, and Nisi. I think we've got everybody. Okay, cool. If you gals are having trouble staying connected, I see some are dropping out and popping back in here. If you have trouble connecting to Alara, feel free to try and connect in through the Bedford, Virginia repeater, K4LYL. You may have better luck staying connected there if you're having trouble dropping out of the Alara conference. So try the K4LYL-R repeater if you're having trouble staying connected to Alara. You may have better luck with that. Sometimes our connection to Australia is not so hot, but most of the time it works, and we're definitely grateful for it. Okay, just as a gentle reminder, ladies, we do have repeaters connected into this net, so you want to make sure you set your Echolink timing. If you're on a PC, you want to set your transmit time limit. The way you do that, I'll just run through real quick, is up in the top left-hand corner of your Echolink screen, there's a menu called Tools. If you click on Tools and then go down to Setup, it will open a little dialog box, and there will be several tabs at the top of the box that opens up. And the fourth one over is called Timing. So you click on the Timing tab and set your transmit time limit to 150 seconds. This will help you not time out a repeater that is connected. This is very important. So go ahead and set that, or check yours if you're not sure. If you are on a PC, that will work. Again, Tools, Setup, Timing tab, 150 seconds for your transmit time limit, okay? If you're on a tablet or a cell phone, okay, and you're connected in, keep an eye on the time that you're transmitting. If you're not sure and you think you're running close to 150 seconds or a couple minutes, just go ahead and tell everybody you're going to pause for a reset, unkey, wait about 3 to 4 seconds. You should hear one of the repeaters come back with a courtesy tone. So once you hear that, wait another second maybe, and then key back up. And that will help us not time out any repeaters that are linked in. So just a general reminder, we've done really well with this. I'm not saying this for anybody. It's for the new folks, or a reminder to just check your timing, make sure you have that set, okay? All right, awesome. So thanks, Linda. It's great to hear from you this evening. Next up is Michelle. Oh, and Linda, I'm glad you had a great time operating on the submarine. That's fantastic. I know Michelle loves to participate with that too, which is a great lead-in because she's up next. W5MQC, how are you? Come on in and tell us how you're doing. AC4YL with the group.
Well, good evening, ladies. This is W5MQC. Well, prior to the Batfish experience, I had a general class that we taught for 6 weeks, 2 nights a week for 3 hours, and we had 9 people in the class. 4 of them were unlicensed. 5 of them, no, it was 5 unlicensed, 4 had their technician. We completed the class on the Thursday before the Batfish YL thing, and we have 6 new generals and 2 new techs. So that was really, really exciting. Last weekend on the Batfish, and there's some other ladies on this net tonight that can tell about their experience because they were there as well. We had 15 YLs there. It was a YL weekend, and like Linda said, we called CQ in honor of the USS Wahoo and the USS Dorado. Some of us slept overnight in the crew quarters on the submarine, and during the middle of the night, the Muskogee lost some power, so we were without power down there, which was kind of different. But we had a great time. It was so encouraging to see women helping women, and that's what we did. We put up antennas in the parking lot. We set up the radios in the radio room as well as the galley down in the sub. And I won't spoil any more fun from everybody, but I want to encourage everybody to try it. Back to you, Catherine. This is W5MQC.
Well, that is awesome, Michelle, on both of those things. So it's always fun when you get to spend some time and you volunteer your time and work hard and participating in a class and helping others, and then seeing the nice end results of that. So that is awesome. That's exciting when the hams get in there and take their license and exam and pass. That's always exciting. In fact, that reminded me, I got to help out with the test session this past weekend as well, and we had, I'm trying to remember exactly how many people we had. I want to say 5 or 6, somewhere around there. We usually have about that, anywhere from 5 to 10 people, and we had 2 YLs there, and both of them came in to take their general, and both of them passed. So that was very exciting. and it was great to chat with them briefly at the test session. And we had a little conversation afterwards about logging programs as well, so that was fun. But yeah, I encourage anybody on here, if you've not thought about helping out, you can become a volunteer examiner and help with giving the exams and participating there and encouraging the women that come in to take their license tests. And I know Nisi has brought this up before, how it just seems to kind of put the women coming in to take their tests at ease to see another female, at least one other female in the room. I'm sure that's the case with North Fulton, because, boy, you go in, we'll have anywhere from 6 to 10 or 11 VEs there all ready to help out. And, you know, it's like we were kind of joking. We were like, yeah, it's 2 people. We could each stand side by side to the folks taking the test, you know, a little pressure there. But, you know, what a difference it makes to have women there to help. So I encourage you to check into that if you haven't thought about it. It's a great way to volunteer just a little bit of your time to encourage women coming in to take their tests and introduce them to amateur radio. So thanks, Michelle. It's great to hear from you. Okay, I was kind of waiting for the courtesy tone from the repeater and didn't get it. So anyway, sometimes it comes back and sometimes it doesn't, apparently. All right, any of you other gals that participated on the submarine and want to share your experience, please do so as we come down to you in the check-in list. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you, Nisi, for your comment there. Go to ka1uln.blogspot.com. At the bottom, Nisi has instructions on becoming a VE, so thanks, Nisi, for that. All right, next up is Carol, VA3WHU. So, Carol, how have you been? What's been going on up your way? How's the weather up there, and how's your other half, and how are you doing? VA3WHU, AC4YL with the group.
Good evening, Catherine, AC4YL and the group. This is Carol here, Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Hotel Uniform. How am I doing? Well, today I went for an audiology test, a hearing test at St. Joseph's Hospital here in downtown Hamilton. And quite an extensive test. I have tinnitus, which is ringing in my ears, and she did a quite extensive test on me for around 45 minutes, made me put headphones on and wanted to look in my ears and check my eardrum and everything. And so I have effects from this medical incident that I just endured. My hearing, I have no high-pitched noise. I can't hear high-pitched noises. My tolerance level for high-pitched noises is not there. I can hear in the 20 to 40,000 cycles per second, I guess it is, hearing. Nothing above that. So that's one of the effects of the medical experience that I had back in late July, early August. On a ham radio note, we were at the Elmira Ham Fest a year ago. I know that sounds really rotten. We didn't go this year. It's quite a drive here from Hamilton. It's about 5 to 6 hours out of the Hamilton area down to Elmira, down New York State, Finger Lakes area. And I bought a buddy pole at Quicksilver. They had a big booth there. And so it's 80 meter, and Brian put it up for me. Victor Alpha 3 Bravo Golf November, my OM. And hooked it up for me, and on today's Thursday. So yesterday I tried it out, and I was on HF. I have 3 setups here. I have a Kenwood TS2000, I have a Yaesu FT DX1200, and of course I have that Flex 3000. So, and I have an antenna switch for the 3 radios, and I have a mystery antenna, and I have this 80 meter buddy pole, I guess you call it. And it works unbelievably good. So I'm very, very happy, and I will hope to be on HF more and be able to contact a lot of people now. Winter's coming, it's closing in. We had about 8 degrees here in Hamilton today, 8 degrees Celsius. Not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. I only deal in Celsius here, as the Canadian channels and the American channels deal in Fahrenheit. So I'm not sure what 8 degrees is, to be honest. Kitty, come on, sit down. And then, cat's bugging me. And then, so tomorrow it's going to be 16. So I don't know. The weather's up and down. It's but no snow here in Hamilton yet. I know our neighbours to our north, and Toronto, north of Toronto, got a dusting this morning. So no snow here, and everything's good other than that. And over and back to the net. And Victor Alpha 3 Whiskey Hotel uniform.
All right, very good, Carol. Well, yeah, I can relate to having those audiology tests for sure. I've had my share of them in my lifetime thus far, so I can certainly relate to that. But you know, that's there are worse things, and so hey, you can still hear, and you can still play radio, and you can still come join us on the net, which we are very, very happy about that. So Carol, we're always so glad to hear from you. And so you mentioned 8 Celsius there. It's about 46.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't you love Google? And 16 Celsius is close to 61 degrees, just shy of 61 degrees Fahrenheit for us gals in the States. I'm not good with conversions either, but that's what Google is for, right? So, yeah, that is quite a temperature difference. We get our share of temperature differences down here in Atlanta, that's for sure. You know, you never know whether there's going to be a T-shirt today and a sweatshirt and a coat tomorrow. You never know. But good to hear from you, Carol, as always, and I'm so glad that buddy pole is working out for you. That's always exciting when you get that antenna, you know, get a new antenna set up, hooked up, and put to good use, and everything works like clockwork. That's always exciting and kind of reinvigorates your excitement for ham radio. So that is great. We're so glad to hear from you, Carol. Let me pull up my list here and see who is next up. Ann, KC9YL. Ann, I know she's been working on her audio. Ann, any luck with that? I want to make sure we don't just pass you by here. I've seen you pop out and back in. Let's give it a shot. KC9YL, AC4YL with the group.
She's having trouble with Echolink. She's off.
Thanks, Ann. Yeah, I saw her pop back out, and I was going to give her a second to pop back in here. I know she's just having a time tonight staying connected. But, well, we'll try her again in a little bit. I think she had at one point 2 devices connected. She's just trying so hard to get it to work. Sometimes things just don't play nice. But thanks, Ann, for looking out. Appreciate it. WB1ARU, Ann, we appreciate you. And so we'll move on, and we'll just see if we can't circle back around to her later. Judy, KE7IXI. Judy, would you like to come in and tell us what's new out there in Arizona? KE7IXI, AC4YL with the group.
Hello, it's Judy from Arizona. Well, it's cooling off here, and boy, I tell you, are we excited. We don't get any of the color down here, of course, in the desert, but everybody up north has seen all kinds of beautiful colors on the trees. There was even some snow already about a week and a half ago. Our neighbors had gone out camping and got stuck in it. They did, but they made it safely home. But anyways, I am a VE examiner, and I heard somebody talking about that. You did actually earlier, and I was also the only lady that helped administer the test this past summer, and I just have a ball doing it. I really do. I enjoyed it, and I will be continuing to do more of it. That's just so enjoyable for me, and I just want to say I just really enjoy a group. Everybody looks out for each other. Everybody is always willing to give information that they know, and it's just so enjoyable to tune in every Thursday evening. That's all I have. I will send it back to you, Catherine, KE7IXI.
All right, very good, Judy. Well, thank you so much for that. We, I love this net too, and all the gals, all of you that come in. It's like a nice, wonderful family to kind of get together and hang out for a little bit on Thursday evenings and visit with each other. And we can thank Ham Radio and we can thank Echolink for that and allowing us to connect no matter what the band conditions are. Now, internet connection difficulties, that's another story. However, for the most part, we're able to get together and chat, and the exchange of information is certainly most helpful and a lot of fun. So, Judy, we are really glad to have you here with us on a regular basis, too. It's great to hear from you, and glad things are going well, and you guys are managing with the weather there. All right. So I think Ann KC9YL is still having some issues. I saw her connect to the Bedford, Virginia repeater and then disconnect. So she's just having a time tonight. So I guess what we'll do next is let's go to Ann WB1ARU because she has to check out here in a few minutes, and we want to make sure that we get to her. So Ann, how have you been, and what's new up your way? WB1ARU, AC4YL with the group.
Okay, well, good evening, and sorry I've missed so many weeks. It's just been one thing or another, and last week it was returning from a 2-day jaunt up to Vermont, where the foliage was absolutely beautiful, and the temperatures were an unbelievable high 70s. I was in sleeveless jersey and shorts for 2 days in Vermont in October, which seems very bizarre. Of course, I will tell you that currently, right now, here in Hanover, Massachusetts, it is 34 degrees, still dropping, and for Carol's benefit, that is 1 degree Celsius. So thank you for sending us the cold air, Carol. We really didn't need it yet. The weatherman kept saying today that tomorrow is going to feel like December, with temperatures only in the 40s and a stiff wind. We don't have a lot of color right near my house yet. I've put a picture up on Facebook from last year or the year before because so far we don't have a lot of color, and we've had so much wind I'm afraid it's going to blow away before we get it. But anyway, ham radio-wise, I've been busy with keeping up with some YLRL business, new members, one of whom is Judy. Welcome. Linda, I'm sorry. One of them is Linda. Wrong name. And welcome, Linda. So excited that I did hear Rhea a couple nights ago when she was on the set, but I was not able to really copy her well. I picked her out in between all of the stations that were calling her, who were between Massachusetts and California and much stronger. But did hear her. Last night was a bust on the YL YL meetup. There was not much. 40 meters was open, and about 9 o'clock it closed up. So 2 or 3 of us were trying to make contact, couldn't hear a thing. Anyway, we'll try again. And I just got the signal, so I will say great to hear everybody's goings on, and loved seeing the pictures from the batfish. WB1ARU.
Well, thanks, Ann. We're glad you were able to come in and say hello this evening, and it's nice to catch back up with you. We've certainly been missing hearing from you, and it's great to have you here with us tonight. And so, yeah, Burr, a little chilly up there. I'm so glad you guys were able to make it up to Vermont and see some nice fall colors, because I have a feeling down here in Georgia we're not going to get it. I think it's going to be one of those straight from summer to a quick autumn and then right into winter. I have a feeling we're not going to get much color change this year, which is a shame. We pretty much had really hot weather all the way up to Hurricane Michael, and then the temperatures have just dropped after that, and so it's been chilly. Not quite 84 degrees, but chilly. So, all right, very good, Ann. It's good to hear from you, and please say hello to your other half for us, and have a great evening. I'm glad you're able to come here with us tonight. Nisi commented she also has to step away here in a few minutes, so let's go ahead and give her a chance to jump in and say hello and see how she's doing. So Nisi, go ahead and take it away. KA1ULN AC4YL with the group.
Uh-oh. Hi, ladies. Nice to hear everybody tonight. Tonight's a big night for Boston fans. Boston Red Sox are playing the Houston Red baseball team to get into the World Series. Tonight might be the night. I'm sure Ann is watching also. So I got to get up tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. So I'm sorry. I've been paying attention, but not close attention because I'm preparing my lunch for tomorrow. So Deerfield Ham Fest was this past weekend, and I must have passed out. Me and Brenda, KW1YL, we passed out over. It had to be about 150 YLRL pieces of information. So for those members of YLRL, if you go to a ham fest, you should call your district chair and help out at the ham fest table for YLRL. It's truly amazing. I've been doing this, I think, 3 years, and the stories that I hear, like last year, YL, I just give it to YLs walking by. Sometimes they look at the booth and they just keep passing, but I go chase them and I give them a harmonics. Harmonics is the YLRO newsletter. It's a glossy 8.5 by 11 multi-page newsletter. It's very nice. So I give it to them. I give them. We have lots of leftovers, so that for things like this, I give it to them, and I remember specifically two young ladies. They walked past me. I chased them down, gave them a harmonics and some other information. And, they said, okay, I'll look at it. And this year they came to my table and they said, I'm a tech. I've seen people that, some YLs, they go, oh, I'm not interested at all. Just take it and see what females, they're no ham. So I say, take it and see what females are doing in this hobby. You're with your husband, at least you'll know what's going on, what the females are doing. And a couple of YLs came to me this year and they said, I passed my general and I'm studying for my extra. So you never know. You should share your leftover harmonics or, any amateur radio information that you have. You should give it to a YL or an OM for that case, and or some teenage kids. Let me just reset and I'll be finished. All right, maybe I ran over anyway. Anyway, if you got some older amateur radio information, you should always give it to somebody. Give it to some kids. Give it to, a school. Give it to the first grade teacher. Give it to one of the teachers in one of your schools in your local neighborhood. They would love it. They could share it and have it for, you never know. So, AC4YL, KA1ULN. I'm also going to say 33. 33 YLs, I'll see you next Thursday. KA1ULN. Ciao.
Thanks, Niecy. Oh, best of luck to the Red Sox tonight in the game. That's fun, yeah. I like to catch the end-of-season type games, and playoffs and World Series games are fun to watch. So we'll see if they make it. But enjoy the game, have a good evening, and get some rest, and have a good day tomorrow. And take care. We'll catch up with you next week. And gals, please, there's a lot of good information on Niecy's blog, so check it out. Take a few minutes and peruse that. And she brings up a good point about harmonics and any other publications that you think might be a benefit to just introduce women and girls, young women, into amateur radio and what it's about. Anything that you think will spark their interest, that's cool. Fun stuff. All right, thanks, Niecy. Good to catch up with you. Take care, 33 to you. Okay, we'll go back to our list here. Brenda's next, but I think Brenda's tied up in an event. So, Brenda, if you're out there listening and you do want to jump in with a comment, just put in the chat and let us know. I don't want to interrupt your event there, so we'll skip you, but if you do want to come back in at any time, just comment and let us know, and we'll get to you. Rosemarie is up next. I think she's still with us. I don't see her in my list, but then my list is cut off. So let's go to, is she, no, looks like she did drop off. So we will go to Christina, KG5VGB. Christina, how are you? And well, actually, hold on one sec, Christina. Maureen, did you want to pop in real quick? I know you said you had to go. Did you want to say something to the gals real quick before you head out? VE3MIO, AC4YL with the group, and then we'll circle back to Christina.
AC4YL, VE3 Mike India Oscar Maureen in Ontario. Wyerton, Ontario, Canada. Yeah, I can't stay much longer. I've had my surgery 3 weeks ago. I got a new knee put in. And I said, oh my gosh, good job I waited to a later age to get it, because boy, I sure slowed down a heck of a hurry. But anyhow, moving around with a walker, and I have a cane, and well, I got all the goodies here anyway. And I'm really bouncing back therapy every Tuesday. And she said, boy, you're really bouncing back. I thought, boy, if you only knew how hard I was working at it. But other than that, Catherine, I'm sorry I haven't been on too much. I tried to get in there 1 week, and I just kept booting off. And it kind of got a little discouraging. And I just didn't have the patience, I guess, to sit and figure things out. I was on pretty heavy medication there, but as I said, I did make it into the shack here. And right about now, it's time for me to get out of here. My voice is going, and I'm getting tired, and I still have to make it to the other side of the house. So, Catherine, I'll be back in next Thursday night. I had a net at 7:30 with the local club on Manitoulin Island, and then I just stuck around and came over here. So we'll try and do it again next week. So to you and all the YLs on here, have yourself a fantastic day. Oh, first of all, the leaves have really blown off the trees. There's some beautiful trees out there, but they've lost most of their leaves now, but the ground looks awful pretty, I'll tell you. and it's 6 Celsius here. It's a little warmer than Carroll, I think. We did have some hail yesterday, but it only lasted for about an hour or two. Okay, on that note, I'm out of here, gals. You take care. 33 to each and every one, and it's been interesting, and we'll turn it back to net control. AC4YL, the E3 Mike in the Oscar, 73.
Well, you take care, Maureen, and glad that the healing is going well, and you're sticking with that therapy, because that's the key to a knee replacement. So I've heard is do the exercises they give you to do, and get checked up when they tell you to get it checked on, and make sure things are healing properly. And I'm glad that's going well for you. And thanks so much. I'm so glad you're able to come in tonight. And just a suggestion, if you do have trouble connecting to Alara, and this is for you and all the other gals, when you have problems connecting to the Alara conference, try connecting in through the K4LYL-R repeater. Larry out there in Bedford, Virginia is kind enough to link his repeater in, and we're trying to encourage the gals out in that listening area to come join us. But he does encourage and welcome you gals to link in there to get to the net. So if you're having trouble through the Alara conference, try the K4LYL-R repeater. He's got a great connection set up there, and he knows exactly what he's doing, linking that repeater in, and that is wonderful. We're so glad that he's able to do that, and give that a shot next time if you have trouble. Take care, Maureen 33, and hope all goes well with the healing for you on your end, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Let's go to Christina now, KG5VGB. Christina, how are you, and what's going on out your way, and what have you been up to? AC4YL with the group here. Well, I saw you key up there, and then you unkeyed real quick, so I didn't catch any audio there from you. So, excuse me, if you'd like to try again, Christina. Whoop, and she's gone. Maybe she got booted out, and she's going to try and reconnect. Let's give her just a minute to do that, and then we'll see if she's able to connect back in here to us. Let me see who will be next. Dawn will be next. So let's go to Dawn, and then we'll go back to Christina. So, Dawn, what have you been up to down there in Florida? WA4YL. Go ahead, and then we'll come back to Christina after you go.
WA4YL made 24 contacts over the weekend and on Sunday, and 8 yesterday. And I figured out if you turn up the AF switch on ham radio deluxe, you make your signals come in better. So I learned something new there, and that's about it.
Well, all right there, Dawn. Yeah, I know you were chatting with Melanie and me about trying to get your ham radio deluxe up and going and learning more about the program there. So that's awesome. You know, it's always great when you learn even a little tip like that can go a long way and help you make better contacts. So that's great, Dawn. Congratulations on that discovery, and I'm glad that's working out for you. And we're glad to hear from you. And we hope to catch up with you soon. We need to chat. It's been a long time since we've been able to catch up. Work for me has just been absolutely nuts these last 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on, but it's just been kind of nonstop for me on my end. Lots of changes going on in one of the markets that I schedule engineers for, and they've just been really working me hard at work. You know, it's a shame when you have to go to work and actually work hard. But anyway, we'll catch up with you soon there, Dawn, offline. Let's try Christina again. She was able to connect back up here with us, so let's pass the mic back over to her. KG5VGB AC4YL with the group. Well, Christina, if you're trying to transmit, it doesn't seem to be picking up. So we'll try again here and give you another chance here. I don't know if you're on a PC or a Mac or a cell phone or a tablet, but if you're on the PC and you're having trouble using your keyboard to key up, you can hit the lightning bolt in the top left-hand corner of the Echolink screen. Just click on that, and then that'll give you a chance to transmit. And then when you're done, you can click the button just to the right of that lightning bolt, and that will unkey for you. So let's try again there, Christina. We'd love to hear from you. KG5VGB AC4YL with the group.
Oh, hello everybody. This is Christina, KG5BGB. I'm a new ham. Even though I got my license about a year ago, I don't know any personal ham friends, so my going is slow. But I went to the local ham fest in June. There I met Michelle. She told me about YLRL and the conference. So I went to YLRL conference this August, and then last weekend I went to the Badfish, and for the first time my daughter and I got on the air thanks to Michelle's encouragement, and so that was exciting. The whole event was very fun. So because my daughter's schedule was out there late, we didn't get to see them setting up the antennas and the radios, but both radios I was on runs great. We got on 40 meter band, 20 meter band, and 80 meter band, and we're happy to have met some ladies, YLs from Texas, so maybe we'll try again. We look forward to the next time. So it's really great experience. It's very encouraging. I'm glad to get on this net as well, even though I can't every week because Thursday my daughter usually have piano lessons, and today she's out of town. That's why I can join you. But it's a great group. It's very helpful, very encouraging, and everybody is curious, and we had fun together. So that's all I have to say. Back to you, Nat. Thank you for your patience. Sorry about all that.
All right, very good. Well, as soon as Christina finished transmitting, I think she accidentally put the disconnect. Like, I've done that before. I hate when I do that. There you are. Okay, Christina, well, it is so good to hear from you, and you've got a great group of gals here that are more than happy to help you out any way that we can. So please feel free to reach out to us with any questions that you have. There's a lot of gals in the YL OpNet Facebook group. There's a YLRL Facebook group, the Young Ladies Radio League Facebook group. There's a YL Ham Radio Operators group. Any of those gals would love to help you if you're on Facebook. That's a great way to connect. And so glad you got to participate in all those activities and connect with the gals through the convention. and the a special event there on the submarine. And Michelle is just wonderful too, and encouraging as well. So thank you so much for joining us here. Whenever you can make it, we'd love to have you and your daughter as well to come in and say hello. And you know, you don't have to stay for the entire net. So if there's a portion of the net anytime from 7 p.m. to 8:30 your time there in Texas, you're more than welcome to come in, even if you're late. And if you just want to come in and say hello, and your daughter wants to come in and just say hello, you're more than welcome to do that. That's just fine. And no need to apologize about trying to work through some things. We all run into hiccups with our Echolink connections and all of that. You are not the only one. I often have issues and technical difficulties from time to time myself, and so everybody runs into that. So as Melanie said in the chat, we're all your friends here. So if there's anything we can do to help, let us know, okay? All right, awesome. Well, Jenny's up next, and Jenny had an encouraging comment for you there too. Christina, go ahead and work on your general class license so you can get on HF and maybe connect with Jenny on the radio that way too. So cool. Jenny's up next, M0HZT. Jenny, come on in. Tell us how you're doing. AC4YL with the group. Uh-oh. I see Jenny's still connected in here. Jenny, come on in. It's your turn to come in and tell us how you're doing and what's new. M0HZT, AC4YL. Well, I'm not copying anything from Jenny, so let's go to Melanie, and then we'll come back and try Jenny again in just a minute. So, Melanie, what have you been up to? And I know you've been posting some comments in here. You got one on Echolink, so if you'd like to talk a little bit about that. Anything else you want to talk about this evening? AG4YL, AC4YL with the group.
Okay, well, good evening, everybody. This is Melanie AG4YL. And, yeah, you know, Echolink wouldn't be Echolink if it didn't have, what does Linda KC8PKY say, the Echolink gremlins. Echolink is a wonderful program. It was written many years ago by HAMS. It has not been updated in years. It's nice and lightweight. However, if you're using any kind of internet or hotspots or your phone or tablet, things get different with connections and being able to connect, which is why I posted that link to the echolink.org FAQs and okay, sorry about that. Apparently I dropped and didn't know I did. Okay. See, there's Echolink for you. I guess I can't move around on pages on here while I'm transmitting, which I really thought that I could, but apparently I can't. See, I'm learning stuff. I'm on a tablet as we speak. But I encourage everybody to check out the FAQs. If you're on an Android or iOS device, there's different ways for you to go into your settings and make connections. And sometimes relay works, and sometimes you want to use a proxy. If you are on a hotspot, either a hotspot through your phone, or if you are on, in a coffee shop or a hotel using a hotspot, you also will want to use a proxy. And if you have two hams hooking up to the same internet connection at home, say someone's monitoring and someone is, on active, or you can't do it. You're going to have to set up a hotspot through your phone and connect using a proxy. Proxies can be your best friend at getting a good solid connection. So there's just a few really neat and helpful tips in helping you get and stay connected to Echolink. Also, you can try connecting if somebody is on their PC. I can't speak for Mac, so I'm not sure about that, but if they're on their PC with Echolink and they are allowing conferencing, you can also connect direct through them and thereby be connected. We were talking briefly about kids on the air and getting kids more involved on the air, and the JOTA event is this weekend. This is Jamboree on the Air, and some have the misconception that Jamboree on the Air is just for Boy Scouts. It is for all Scouts. So it's Girl Scouts, Girl Guides, Boy Scouts. It is a scouting event. It is Jamboree on the Air. The patch and the actual event is run by the BSA, but it is not just for Boy Scouts. So this weekend, encourage all your scouting youth that you may know, have heard about, be associated with, to get on the air. It's a really great event. Last year has some fantastic participation. Hoping to do the same thing this year. So that's a big deal as far as events go. Let me pause for reset. Okay. Also, for those that are looking for worked all states, either trying to complete it or trying to complete a certain band or mode. We've got a couple of QSO parties coming up here. I believe this weekend, yes, is the New York QSO party. So if you need New York QSO party is coming up. Also, the Illinois QSO party is coming up this weekend. So if you're looking for New York or Illinois, or a new band or a new mode to complete your worked all states, and also if you are working on a worked all states YL, which I believe the YLR has a certificate on that, that's a good opportunity to get that certification as well. Coming up next weekend is a great contest. It's the CQ Worldwide DX Contest single sideband. So that's something to look out for if you want to do a little bit of sideband contesting. CQ Worldwide is a lot of fun. Really great event, and should be really interesting to see if the bands are just going to cooperate. I love doing that stuff. Band conditions may not be great, but it's a lot of fun to get out there and see what you can do. You can find out more information on that by going to www.cqww.com. So cqww.com for the CQ Worldwide DX contest. There's some minor changes to the rules on there, so you may just want to scan over it, even if you're real familiar with it. And if you're a CW gal, in November, Also, I believe the third week in November, 24th and 25th, will be the CW CQ Worldwide DX contest. So this weekend, or I'm sorry, next weekend, there's single sideband, and then next month, the CW. And I don't have a timer on here, so I'm going to go ahead and pause just to make sure I don't trip anything out. Okay, G4YL returning. They also talk about, in the ARL contest update, the RTTY Roundup. It's not just for RTTY, it's for all digital modes. So if you're interested in digital, that might be something that you may want to look at and just get a little bit more information on that. Also, the ARRL has recently updated their Logbook of the World security requirements, actually all of their security requirements online to a different security protocol. So they've upgraded that to make it safer for us to make purchases online, and this also affects Logbook of the World. So if you're having trouble with your logging program and uploading your logs to Logbook of the World, check your logging program homepage, the writers. They should have upgraded that. I know that Scott N3FJP has updated AC log to work with the new security protocols. So you may need to upgrade if you're having some issues. You can still upload your log through TQSL, and they have minimum, system requirements. Your operating system and your browsers, they have the minimum requirements published on the ARRL website, and I'm certain it's probably on the LOTW page as well. So just want to give everybody a heads up in case they're having some issues with that. I always love to put in interesting little tidbits that I find here, there, and yon. And one of the things that I found was Kilo Echo 4 Alpha Lima is using a grid spreadsheet, if you will. And if you go to Kilo Echo 4 Alpha Lima.wordpress.com, he has a Gridmaster map, and it's just a free Excel spreadsheet download. And he really has had a lot of fun with that. Another ham, K7 Tango Alpha Bravo, has made some updates to it. It's really a lot of fun, and you can look and see what grids you've worked and work towards some different awards, or if you're just like me and you're curious and want to see what grids you need, especially if you're into the FT8 mode, you can narrow down where you want to be with finding your grids and getting your grids. And I like maps anyway. It's kind of like one of my things. So check out Kilo Echo 4 Alpha Lima.wordpress.com, and that's check out his little Gridmaster map and the different updates that's also made, modifications that's made by Kilo 7 Tango Alpha Bravo. A lot of fun. As for me, I'm on my way on Saturday up to Chattanooga with Catherine AC4YL to do a couple forums at the Chattanooga Ham Fest for YLs. Chattanooga has an interesting, they have a very good radio club. They're a lot tighter and closer than Okay, AG4YL here returning. It doesn't look like I took down a repeater on that, so hopefully my stuff timed out before I heard the repeater. It looks like we're still connected, so apologize for that. The Chattanooga Amateur Radio Club has a large YL contingent up there, and they have sort of a subgroup, a club within a club. The YLs get together before the regular club meetings and have a little group discussion, and they have kit builds, and then they have some social time, and so that kind of ties in with the earlier conversation regarding YL, a lot of YLs within a club, and trying to kind of get them together to do their own thing. This net, of course, Catherine started 4 years ago now to network YLs in ham radio activities. There's social groups and social nets and things like that out there, which are wonderful and great, and I participate and have participated in many of them, and I highly support them. What makes this net different is it seems to be the only one out there that gets into the same discussions that the alums are having around the table, but it's by and for YLs, and getting active and staying active and having a great time and being able to exchange information with everybody. So this is your net. We encourage you to go to our call sign at qrz.com, and our contact information is there. Email us. Our emails are open. You can email any of us at any time with questions, comments, concerns, suggestions. Even if you just need a private Elmira, you have some questions. If we don't know an answer, because we don't know everything, we know a lot of people that are wonderful and experienced and can help you. So please, I'm a G4YL, and there's Catherine a C4YL, and our emails are our call signs at arrl.net. That's it for me. This is AG4YL. I'll send this back to Net Control.
Okay, very good. Lots of great information there. Melanie, thank you so much for that. I think I got the websites in the Echo Link chat for the gals here. So please check those out. Yeah, that Grid Master tool is really cool. That's a neat tool for sure. So check that out, gals. It's a lot of fun. And one last thing before we close out this evening, I shared this in the YL-UpNet Facebook group, but there's also the School Club Roundup this weekend. Ruth, KM4LAO, who's gotten the Kettering University Amateur Radio Club back up and on the air. This will be their first time getting back up under K8HPS. First time they've been on the air since the club's restarted. So they will be on Thursday. So that would be today. But also tomorrow from 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern until 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you gals would look for K8HPS on 20 meters and 40 meters near the suggested frequencies in the School Club Roundup rules. They plan to operate on single sideband CW and digital, so pick your mode, they'll be there. Look for them in the spotting networks. The website for the School Club Roundup is arrl.org/school-club-roundup. So check it out. They've worked really hard. Ruth has worked really hard with the personnel, faculty there to get that club back active again and on the air. And they will be operating from a ham van. And I've got a picture of that Ruth has shared with us, and that's all on the YL-UpNet Facebook group. Check it out. Any information there, as well as the link to the School Club Roundup rules are there. So with that, ladies, I think that about covers it. It is 9:30, so we need to close out the net for the evening, but we want to take just a moment and say thank you to everybody for being here this evening. Do we have any YL who have not checked into the net that would like to do so? Please call now. Okay, not hearing anyone, and so please don't forget to visit and post to the WILE-OP-NET Facebook group. Continue net topics, questions in between weekly nets, and also the WILEOpsGroups.io page. Please post anything ham radio related, pictures, adventures, questions, anything there as well. The gals will be happy to help you out. We'd like to thank Lauren, KQ9DHV, for live streaming and recording this net, making it all available to everyone through YouTube. We'd like to thank Alara for the use of this Echolink conference node, the North Fulton Amateur Radio League for their Dewdrop In conference, and all who are linked in listening for your ongoing support of this net. This is Catherine, AC4YL, closing out the WILE-OP-NET, returning the Alara conference node back to normal use. 33 ladies. We'll see you all next week. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great week.
33, everyone. See you next week. WA4YL.
Take care, Dawn. It's good to hear you. And glad you guys are doing okay down there. And we'll catch up soon. And if you can believe it or not, it's already mid-October, so February will be here before we know it. Take care, Dawn. Have a good night, and say hello to Chris for us. 33, Dawn, AC4YL.